Last week I showed you a posting having to do with Professor Arthur Benjamin's really amazing wizard stuff with mathematics. One of the things that he showed us is how to multiply two-digit numbers times 11. And he had fun with that. And also I think he even did three-digit numbers times 11. But what do you do if the numbers are larger? 4, 5, 6, or 7-digit numbers. So what I'd like to do is show you two different ways to do that. And I appreciate all the smart aleck teenagers that told me it can't be done this way. And it was only done because it was easy up to 3. But it actually works for bigger numbers too. Now what we're going to do is let's show the easiest way to do it. And this is actually the way I saw it probably a million years ago when I was in grammar school. So let's take the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and we want to multiply that times 11. So all we have to do is take the number 1, 2, 3, 4, because we're going to have a space for our favorite friend, the 0, and then we just add this up. So it's 4, 7, 5, 3, 1, and that gives us the answer. Now, that doesn't look like what Dr. Benjamin showed us. So let's do it the way he did it, but it's a little bit more complicated, but also quite cool. So you'll be able to impress adults that probably have not seen this way. So, again, I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a 4-digit number that we want to multiply by 11. Now we're doing a very easy number because I know we're not going to end up with any carryovers because we only have these low numbers. Now what I'm going to do with the red marker is show you the stuff that you're going to end up doing in your head at some point, which is the direction. So like the way Dr. Benjamin showed us, we want to drop the 1 and we want to drop the 4, but the reason I made these bulge out is because I'm going to need more space in between here so it isn't too cramped. Then, what's really cool is we just have to add these two and bring them down, add the next two and bring them down, and then add the next two and bring them down. And what you're going to find is you're going to get the answer in a very cool way. So changing back to the part that we were doing before with the blue is 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 3 is 5, 3 plus 4 is 7, and we end up with 13,574. All of the stuff that's in red, you'll end up getting used to doing that in your head and you won't have to write it down. But as long as you make sure you add the two parts of each section as you go along, so you got to make sure you have enough room. Now, let's do a more complicated number. One that's going to mess with us because it's going to want to do carryovers. You know, you're ending up with 17 or something. So you'll have to carry the 1. So let's do the number 2793 times 11. Now, the same way we did it before, we're going to bring in the 2, and we're going to bring in the 3 on the outside. So it's going to be a 2 goes here, and a 3 goes there. And we're going to add these together and bring them down. The next 2 get added together, and we bring them down. And the next 2 get added together, and we bring them down. Now, what's really neat about this is when we add them together, this gives us a 9. 7 plus 9 is going to bring us a 16, and we're going to have to carry the 1. I'm going to come back and worry about that in a second. 9 plus 3 brings us a 12, and we're going to carry the 1. And now we just have to deal with the carryovers. So because of that, we know this is going to become a 3, and a 0, and a 7, and a 2, and a 3. And yay! You got the right number. What's neat is, if you don't see the red stuff, people are going to think you're just brilliant. However, if you show them the red stuff, then they're going to know you're a friend and that you're out to help them. So now let's do another number just for the fun of it. And that way you'll have a couple of examples. What you're going to need is a bunch of paper and just play this out. So let's take the number, let's take a big one. 9, 5, 6, 8 times 11. I'm not going to put up the red stuff because we've already done that a bunch. So now what we're going to do is bring down the 9 and we're going to bring down the 8 because we know we have to do that. And then 9 plus 5 is 14. 5 plus 6 is 11. 6 plus 8, I think, what do you think that is? Use your fingers and toes. Let's go with 14 again. So now we're going to clean this up. This becomes 10. This becomes 5. This becomes 2. This becomes a 4. And this becomes an 8. We add the comma to make it easy, 105,248. What's cool about 105,248 is it kind of looked like you just magically got there by leaving out the red lines. But play with it for a couple of hours. And the amazing thing is you'll have it forever. This is Dr. Phil Coppage here. You got questions for Stump the Shrink? Just send them to me at drphil@coppageinc.com and you'll see all that information on the webpage. Have a good day. Bye-bye.